rainy Sunday. It otherwise would have just been a bunch of words on a laptop somewhere, and I'm glad that I'm able to share some of it with you. The genesis of this play was really just a conversation I had with Brian. We were discussing what was going to happen in Mach 33, I believe, last year. And
2015?
Right, it was in 2015, it was October 2015. He said, and I told him, well, I'm writing a little something. It's on my laptop right now. And he said, all right, let's do it in December. Well, I guess I better finish it. But since then, it's really kind of grown, and with a lot of help over the years, and a lot of people to bounce ideas off of. We did a reading a year ago with Matteo Ronchi. The director of that, Catherine Bickley, also did a lot of work sort of developing it and making it into something that could be potentially staged. And then this year I've had the great privilege to work with Randee Trabitz. Fearless director who's encouraged me to take it in directions that I would not have thought possible. I think I probably better leave it at that. And last but not least, I'd like to thank my parents for encouraging me. My playwriting and my girlfriend, who's in the back doing makeup, who is the muse and dedicatant of this particular show. So I hope you enjoy seeing it as much as I enjoyed writing it, and enjoy the show.
Very cool. Here, there, and put June 9th on your calendar. Back here, June 9th, storytelling for scientists. All these news stories told by Caltech undergrads and graduate students, and an amazing improvisation set with implicit as well. So June 9th, come on back, and thank you all for being here, and enjoy the show.
We read of times and lands so far remote, where once a learned man did sell his soul.
And missed the beam, but in him see the boat, knowing to skirt just such a fatal shoal.
Our modern age hath banished flaming hell, confined to an oath or point of speech.
But now let thoughts of it become the spell that did affright those times beyond our reach.
We should recall the price of souls today doth still remain the same as it was ere.
All that's changed is the way we pay when Satan comes to take his final share.
So then to Faust's crisis now attend, and perhaps your own behavior seek to mend.
What are you doing tonight?
Hello, hot for Chemist 5. I'm doing something deeply interesting. No, that's lame. I'm watching bacteria have sex. No, that's creepy. I'm making myself some ramen, and I'd love to scoop your noodle. Okay, just keep it simple. Something like just another night in the lab, doing research, doing experiments that fail, checking Facebook, and wondering what the hell I'm going to talk about in a group meeting on Thursday. Send.
Want me to come over and shoot you up?
No. I mean, yes. I mean, maybe. I want her to see what my life is really like. There are so many things I could have done instead of a PhD in chemical biology. Maybe they would have been more exciting. I could have become a philosopher and asked myself the deep questions, like whether dogs have thoughts. What a field, 2,500 years of effort, and Socrates still has the best answer. None of us knows anything. The philosopher especially doesn't know how to make money. Now, if I wanted to make money, I would have gone to med school and become a real doctor. I could have been out there curing people, but medicine only extends mortality, and I want to be immortal. Or literature, perhaps. Homer speaks yet, as does Marlowe, Shakespeare, Twain, but their only lasting fame is a clever reworking of shop-worn ideas. No, I want to make something new. Be the first to see and do things hidden from our faces and have those discoveries remembered long after I'm gone. And so science, and science alone must be my calling. Its mysteries and possibilities are endless. Curing cancers yet undescribed. Building an entire organ in a day. Yay! The ability to create and manipulate life itself. And he who controls the science controls wealth and power. But this isn't something you can describe in a text to someone you just met on Tinder. Send. Oops.
Too long, didn't read. So, you do sciencey things. Have you made any big discoveries lately?
Well, 3 years I've been at it, and the biggest discovery I've made is that ramen with lemon yogurt is disgusting.
Lol, TTYL.
Oh, Trish, Charlie, what are you guys doing here so late?
I just started running my PCR.
And I'm having to deal with these stupid undergraduates. Seriously though, can't they be bothered to do any of the homeworks for the one class they absolutely must pass in order to graduate?
Yeah, those bitches.
You know, between nothing working for me in lab and nothing working for my students, the times I think about quitting.
Hey, I almost packed it in years ago. But it's like Kanye West says, you know, I've been blood-stepped in so far that should I wait no more, returning were as tedious as gore.
Seems like every week brings another reason not to have gone to grad school. What are you guys still doing here?
Habit.
Lack of imagination.
Maybe it's the rush I get when I finally see something that nobody else has. It's like reaching up and touching the face of God.
Maybe it's just a free beer, pizza, and coffee.
Well, whatever the reason, I'm glad you guys have stuck around. You've gotten me across the finish line many times. You know, on a good day, I can tell a ligase from a phosphatase, but I don't think I'll ever do anything publishable.
Have you seen the bullshit that gets published these days?
All right. Maybe I do get published, but who's going to read that paper? I want more. I want to feel the world in the palm of my hand, bend microorganisms to my will, build pancreas.
Jack, you're getting carried away again.
Well, yes, but I want my work to matter and help people in a way they can understand.
Honestly, I'd be surprised if anyone outside of this bubble ever talks about what we do.
Charlie, sometimes you can be a real buzzkill.
Realistic is more like it. Look, all I'm saying is that you gotta do the science for yourself and not count on the recognition.
You might get recognized, maybe even esteemed. Sometimes it just takes a long time to get there. Hey, Jack, have you eaten yet?
No.
Want to try that new place, Burger Name, huh?
I guess we could.
Hey, the world always feels bad after big and shake in your belly. Don't worry, Jack. We'll teach you all you need to know in the next few years. Come on.
Yeah, and then we'll be asking you for a job, huh?
Oh, thanks, guys. Talking with you makes my problems seem quibbles. Now, let's away and get some nibbles. What about some ice cream, whatever its flavor? I must endeavor now to savor.
Okay, Jack.
It's not my fault I wasn't checking my emails at 2 a.m. when you asked for an extension or problem set that was due at 9 a.m. I have a life, okay? Yes, I do. Don't laugh. Yeah, okay, you go ahead and think that. Yeah, see you in class tomorrow. If you have wanted to show up, that is.
Ooh, undergraduate's getting you down again. I think I could boil water for my tea by holding my cup next to your ear.
Very funny.
What the hell is it in you?
4 weeks, 60 hours a week, $3,500 out the drain, down the door. I mean out the door and down the drain. You know what I mean. I've got nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Hey, that disguised my most productive month.
Was supposed to fly through grad school, remake science. I was the undergrad everybody knew would be the grad student to talk about. Now, I'm just another working stiff.
Hey, if you're feeling stiff, try stretching a little bit before engaging in some strenuous pipetting.
Oh, Charlie, I wish I could just laugh at failure like you do, but I just can't shake the feeling. I'm never going to amount to anything.
No, of course you'll make it. Come on. Somebody bought enough of you to let you into this school, remember?
Yeah, but a lot of those somebodies somehow know nothing about nobody know how.
I heard the exact same thing from everyone I've ever talked to at some point or another.
Oh, I can't be more like Tim. He never makes mistakes.
Oh, Tim, yeah, he never makes mistakes. Just ask him.
Well, I know a lot of it is bluster, but after 6 months, he's already unwell on his way to his first paper.
He may be successful, but he's still a little shit.
Well, as long as he gets results, his personality doesn't matter.
No, hey. It's been a rough month. We've all had them. Well, what's a month in a grad school career of 5 years?
8 years.
It's 6 years.
7 years.
No, it's totally more like 6 years.
No, Chris left in 8 years. Steve is in the middle of his 7th year. Annie is in her 6th year, but has lost count. Even Tom there never graduated.
However many years it is, it's nothing.
But is all this frustration the only way to get results?
Always has been, ever will be. Sicut erat in principio, nunc et semper, in secula seculorum.
Is that one of those Roman writers you're always referencing? What's his name? Liver, livid, ovaries?
It's not livy or ovid.
Juvenile?
Juvenile. Yeah, like some people in this office. Struggle is a fundamental part of scientific research. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing to be done about it.
Well, at least nothing that doesn't have a strong touch of the supernatural about it.
What do you mean?
Well, you could pray for divine intervention, or sell your soul to the devil in exchange for complete knowledge of the world around you. I must admit, that would be cool.
That would be cool.
Would you actually sell your soul?
Nah, I think having the certainty of an eternity in hell would make me a singularly unpleasant person. I could never chill if I knew that every single moment of my life simply has to be productive, because boy, is it going to suck when it's all over.
Speaking of productivity, time to get back to the lab already.
Yeah, I gotta get to class.
Who am I kidding? I can't finish a PhD by myself. Maybe Professor Jones was right when he hired me 2 years ago. I'm just too intellectually sloppy, not detail-oriented enough, not smart enough to ever amount to anything. I need help! You know, that would be a fair argument in terms of selling my soul, if only such a thing were possible. But say it's possible, is it advisable?
What have you got to lose? Your morality?
You're risking an eternity in hell!
What does that even mean in this day and age? And can it really be worse than grad school?
Grad school is not that bad. Is it?
Yeah, you know, maybe hell is an eternal grad school with no hope of ever graduating.
That is the
the stupidest argument I have ever heard.
Then you must never listen to yourself talk then.
Shut up, my flashing thoughts, and let me think. Whatever the costs and benefits are, the argument is moot if I cannot actually summon the devil. There's gotta be literature on this. Here's a promising paper. Arriving at spells to summon the devil by a grand canonical Monte Carlo simulation. With the most effective spell cited in the fist is previously noted in note 13. That's Nature, issue 66, number 6, pages 1563 to 1594. Spell Mephist, as previously cited by Marlowe, Bacon, and DeVere. Previous work in note 26. I love it when a paper cites a paper that cites a paper behind a paywall. Right here. Spell Mephist as supplied in the supporting information below. All right. Be propitious to me, gods of Akron. May the triple deity of Jehovah prevail. Spirits of fire, air, water, hail. Beelzebub, prince of the east, monarch of burning hell and Demogorgon. We propitiate ye that Mephistopheles may appear and rise. By Jehovah, Gehenna, and this man of pure water which now I sprinkle, and the sign of the cross which now I make, and by our prayer. Be Mephistopheles now summoned. Arise! Man, that's creepy. Whoa! Hello! Yes, yeah. Aren't you supposed to be a Jew?
Helen is committed to being an equal opportunity lawyer, jackass, or so they tell me all the time. So, what do you want already?
You said, I charge thee, wait upon me whilst I live, to do whatever Faustus shall command, be it to make the moon fall from its sphere, or the oceans to overwhelm the world. What?
I charge thee wait until I laugh my ass off the rest of my corporeal frame. I cannot do whatever Faustus shall command, as I answer to a more nefarious power.
Your boss said.
No, I came here myself. I can self-actualize. I have empowerment, the freedom to disintermediate, and all that other modern management crap.
I conjure you. I repeated the results of the paper.
No, Goofus, you stumbled into it like Fleming into penicillin, hauling into the alpha helix, and Watson and Crick into an empty mine shaft, or screwing Rosalind Franklin out of the Nobel.
Watson and Crick stumbled into a mine shaft.
Crick did, Watson will.
I see. So all that mumbo-jumbo did nothing at all?
No, ResearchGate notified me that that paper had one more read, and that means somebody's about to sell his soul.
As I was about to do.
You sound quite sure.
Well, why wouldn't I be? I mean, I'm not into the whole God or heaven or hell thing. It's made up. I don't fear what I know doesn't exist.
Ah, and yet you believe in the devil enough to summon him.
Well, look around the world. The devil's work is everywhere. You don't have to believe in God to believe in the devil and to know that in the struggle between good and evil, if there is one, the devil seems to be winning.
Cynical, but probably accurate.
So, what's Lucifer like?
He is Senior Chair, Chancellor, and Senior Provost of Hell, and he bears a striking resemblance to Manan Arya, PhD.
He used to work for God.
Yes. What, Manan Arya?
No, Lucifer. Didn't Lucifer used to work for Manan Arya? I mean, didn't Lucifer used to work for God?
Yes. And God took him under wing. She was even going to let Lucifer take over the place after she retired to Florida.
She...
Heaven is an equal opportunity employer from CEO on down.
Well, why didn't Lucifer just take over?
Well, before God retired, Hell lured Lucifer with a sweet benefit package. Fancier title, named professorship, better pay, parking spot with his name on it, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And what about Lucifer's underlings?
Yeah.
Like yourself. Oh, if I can say that, it's not too...
We are all miserable, damned to work with him forever.
Well, and why did you follow him then?
I guess it was the need for a good letter of reference, the impulsiveness of youth, the desire to live someplace where it doesn't snow.
And where is that you live?
In hell, God, or Fresno. Take your pick.
And how did you get here? I mean, out of hell, I mean, you can get out of Fresno.
Getting out of hell is like going from Santa Monica to Long Beach along the 405 at 5 p.m.
So you're stuck.
Yes, it gets worse. Hell is a Fresno of the mind that I cannot escape. To have seen the face of God, to have sat Seder with her, only never to do it again. And now, my boss is a guy who demeans all women. Faustus, my life, is one that I would not wish on even as big a jerk as you.
Sorry. Well, anyway, I'm not afraid of hell. The company must be fantastic. And I never could stand the cold. Tell your boss that Faustus will give up his soul to him, and in exchange, you will be my servant, my expert at every beck and call. Together, we will get through this PhD and on to a professorship, Nobelist, president of the National Academy, and stuff.
You'd sell your soul only for personal glory.
For the glory of us all.
How noble of you.
I mean it. The ideas in my head are fantastic, but I can't possibly realize them all. The only way to bring those castles of my mind into the Scotland of reality is to know which experiments to run and exactly how to run them. My inability to wave a magic wand and simply make my experiments work is the only thing standing between us and 400-year-old people living on Mars.
So I'll be your postdoc.
Exactly. Oh, Mephistopheles, just imagine what we will accomplish together. We will cure disease, crack quantum computing, and find ET. Just imagine what we can do if I selflessly sell my soul.
How selfless.
Well, I mean it. I mean, I'm not going to mind getting all rich and famous, but I'm in it for the science and using it to help people. It's all this grinding and failure that I can't stand.
So you can't stand the science, but you want to do more of it?
I want the best parts of science, the breakthroughs, those sudden realizations that make it all worthwhile.
If it comes easy, you won't enjoy those moments.
Well, how can you know?
Only what I've learned from my 500-year-long postdoc. Let me tell you something. When you're doing an experiment, you need to think it out carefully.